what's the point of this?
The point of this? Okay, yeah. So the point of this is to, yeah, I got you. The point of this is to show Muslims the truth. We believe that the group of Muslims that's here, that do the dawah here, they purposely lie to the Christians up here, the Muslims up here, feed them false information. And so we're here to give the accurate information and also hopefully open people's mind to start thinking more and ultimately come to Christ, to the true Christ. Because the Christ of the Quran is a terrible copy. It's a counterfeit. And so if you have a false Christ, you have a false gospel and a gospel that can't save you, a message that can't save. So for people who believe that Muhammad is a prophet, we emphatically deny that, but for a reason. Not because we hate Muslims, not because we hate the Quran, but because when we read the Quran and we read the Hadiths, he is clearly one of the most obvious false prophets in history, next to Joseph Smith. What's that?
So Prophet Muhammad is the fake one you're saying?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
And Allah never spoke to Muhammad. Allah never spoke to Muhammad.
How can they all be like,
how
can you be smarter than all of them and you know better than everyone who joined the Muslims? And I heard that Muslims are like being...
Are you a Muslim?
Yeah.
You're Muslim, good? And you're Muslim too, right? Okay. So what's your question? How can we know more than, I guess, the millions of Muslims? Here's what we think. We think that the Muslims don't even know their own religion. I think that a lot of Muslims have this idea of Islam. And matter of fact, I think that the Muslims that join Islam have a better character and have a better personality than even Muhammad did, a moral character. I believe that you two are morally better than Muhammad is. And I can demonstrate that to you guys. If we have a real conversation, no insult or nothing, just a conversation of my observations and his observations, and we go step by step, I think we can prove that you guys are more moral than Muhammad. So like, for example, here's one of the top biggest ones. Would you guys sleep with a child? No, you would not. Would you? Tell me no. Okay. Muhammad slept with a 9-year-old girl, Aisha, his wife, his child, right? You guys heard of Aisha? They'll tell you the same thing over there. There's nothing we're ever saying is lying, right? So you guys know it. And just so that we, because we have viewers here too, can we read the hadiths to make sure that we're not lying?
What do you guys are showing us are like exactly what it seems of?
Because it's straight from the Islamic sources. So for example, you got that. So they don't want the pamphlets. I want to show you from a Muslim site. It's called Sunnah.com. You guys can look it up in any. Or I can send it to you.
You can have it.
Yeah. So
that's a source out there.
Yeah. So we have the sources here, but I want to give it to you guys straight from. So not on a pamphlet, but straight from the website itself that collects the hadiths, right? So this is from. Let's see which one I want to read. So this is Sunnah Ibn Majah, right? I don't know if you guys see it? Grade Sahih, the greatest Sahih.
Where?
Right here. You see the grade? Grade Sahih means authentic, most highest authentic, right? It says, Abdullah said, the Prophet married Aisha when she was 7 years old and consummated the marriage with her when she was 9 years old. And he passed away when she was 18. So he had sex with her. He made the marriage finalized by having sex with her at 9 years old.
Wait, can we read it?
Yeah, go ahead if you want to.
But that's not even right. There's 6 years.
Yeah, I got multiple of them.
Yeah,
I got
6 or different. These are the 6 or 7.
And the early Muslim scholars like Ibn Kathir and people like that, they all say that there's no disagreement among the early scholars, among the early Muslims about Aisha's age. It's only nowadays that Muslims try to hide that or combat that, which is why we're here, because they won't tell you this, but we will. Muslims, they don't tell you this. When you were you born in a Muslim family?
Yeah.
And you were too? Y'all never heard of his marriage with Aisha?
I did.
You did hear about it. Did you know she was a child?
I don't know the numbers. It's confusing. Everybody says different numbers. I don't know.
There's not a single source that ever says that she's above the age of 9 when he slept with her. Not a single hadith. Nothing authentic, nothing even da'if, nothing weak. All it is speculation from nowadays scholars trying to fix this problem because they know it's a problem.
Well, how do you know? How do you come to believe that?
That what?
That they're just making this up for today's people.
Because it's in all of their sources. The most authentic sources: Sahih al-Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, Sunan al-Nasai, Jami' al-Tirmidhi. And so because of this, because it's in their sources. We're quoting their sources and showing it to the Muslims.
So
and they're lying about it.
Who does not believe this?
Okay, keep going. Like you said.
And you guys ever heard that there's a more than one Quran? Did anybody told you have a more than one Quran?
No, let's keep this going.
So we have so many Qurans. Tell them about that.
Yeah.
So this is a very important for childhood. They never say that the Quran has been changed or Quran has more than one Quran.
Well, it has never been changed.
Well, so
in my lifetime, I've written over I've used over 100 Qurans too.
They're all the
They're
Hafs.
always the same.
Because they're all the Hafs. They're all the Hafs recitation. But the one, so like the red one that he showed the brother, the one that he agreed with.
They might be.
They're
probably reading a verse.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Where are you guys? They're from.
Where are you from?
Somalia. Listen, let me check.
It's Hafs, I think.
Can I see this too?
Yeah.
Well, me personally, the one I have at my house is this one. Because this.
Oh, so you have the Warsh.
This is the
Wow.
one that's easier to read.
Okay, so excuse me, the camera right there. It's okay. No, you can. If we can make room, you good.
It just depends on like me looking at it. Like when I'm reading, because I don't speak Arabic yet.
Okay.
But I'm still. So first, what I'm doing right now is I like learned how to read and write this.
Yep.
I started with like learning to write it first.
Yep.
And now I learned to read it and memorize it. Right now I'm almost about to be done with it. But like that's like, then I'm gonna go back and restart it again and then learn it as I go on.
Yeah.
I feel like you should not like you should be able to like first learn it and then like have questions about it, because like you're asking like specific like parts that you're like, okay, define this for me, or it's not.
But it's stuff we've studied. I'm not going in here showing you some random word that I don't know about. It's stuff like you don't have to. I don't have to know Spanish in order to do a word study on what the word Dios means. I know it means God or whatever, right? And then I could study how that came about and yada yada. So what we're doing is we do word studies from Islamic scholars, what they say about it, what the Ummah say about it, what the Sahaba said about it, and then we see what they said and we come with that information. It's not from us. So when, for example, when Al-Tabari says that, one reading makes more sense than the other reading, that the other reading cannot possibly fit, then that's a scholar saying that there's a textual difference. Those are two different Qurans there. It's as simple as that. There's a textual variant there. And so when we can say, oh, well, we prefer this one, as soon as you say we choose one over another, you're admitting that there's two different Qurans. You're admitting that there's a difference.
Have you seen anyone that like comes up to you and says, oh, I don't believe this one. I go
yes.
with this one.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, check out Bible or Quran on his videos. That he shows them these Qurans. What they say.
Arabic people
yes,
read Arabic.
but they never get.
I have Arabic people. They came. I give them this one right over when I told them to read that. No, this is a fake one.
Yes.
This is somebody printed on there. And Allah promised that. Allah promised that He's going to protect that. Okay, He's going to preserve that. Where's Allah now? Has so many different Qurans. There's 30 to 40 different Qurans. And there is so many, where's Allah now? He says He's going to preserve that, He's going to protect that. Where is Allah? He's not protecting.
What do you mean He's not protecting?
Because Quran say that this is, I bring it and I'm going to protect those things.
That's what the day of judgment is for. Right now on this planet, you're here on your own will. But then everything that you do is being written down. That's what
this is promise for. This is a promise for
the day of judgment
day.
When you stand,
So this is a promise.
You say you stand in front of Jesus on the day of judgment. Is that so?
Yes.
So then you're saying Jesus is gonna come and judge on the day of judgment.
Yes.
Well, okay then. So then if we're believing in Allah, then we're gonna stand in front of the day of judgment when we like come and we're judged and we're shown the book of all the good deeds and the bad deeds we've done. That's what you get punished for any bad deeds that you have done.
No, but